Ossu, Impz です。What's up? こんにちは。So, in this video, talk time number 15. And it's coming to you at the end of March. I think it's March 28th today. But yeah, it's surprisingly today in Japan is very cold. I mean, I'm in the Kanto area, but yeah, it's kind of cold for the end of March. I mean, the cherry blossoms blooming, the plum blossoms blooming. It's generally spring, but today it's kind of cold. And they said tomorrow is even colder. But yeah, kind of strange stuff. But anyway, as you know, coronavirus around the world, and coronavirus affecting Japan too. Well, the whole world. But so this weekend in Japan, they said I think the whole Tokyo area, Kanto, so Tokyo and the surrounding prefectures, they issued this thing that said don't go out unless it's absolutely necessary. You need food or something, and you can go out, but don't. So I think a lot of department stores closed. Generally, movie theaters closed. Well, not all, but some of the major chains. And basically, it's a lot of things are closed because they're scared of it, escalating and going to that lockdown mode. So we're not at lockdown mode yet, but hopefully, it's like one step below that. But anyway, yeah, Tokyo well, not lockdown, but Tokyo is 50% shut down, kind of. So anyway, I went to Akihabara on Wednesday, and they started announcing this stuff on Thursday. And so I was lucky to go to Akihabara on Wednesday, got a little footage, some new stuff, and I saw some cool stuff. So yeah, I have no idea when I can go to Akihabara again. Honestly, it could be weeks, could be a month, could be a week. I have no idea. Depends on Corona. But yeah, so for a while, can't go to Akiba. But for today, let's take a look at some cool stuff that I saw in Akiba. And then, yeah, let's take a look.
So in Akiba, they had these cool ads for Gundam Breaker. And yeah, it was cool. Like they had Gundams in like real, photoshopped into real images. But pretty awesome stuff, like that Wing Gundam walking a dog, the Gundam playing basketball. But anyway, and they also had the Love Live 9th anniversary, this event at Ature in Akihabara. Pretty cool stuff. 9 years of Love Live, kind of amazing. And then also at Kotobukiya, I saw these Hexagear figures. They're painted and by some craftsmen, but they look pretty awesome when you can get them to this level, like with high level craftsmanship. They look great. But yeah, so Hexagear. And also the Final Fantasy VII Remake is coming out soon, I think. And then so they had these trading arts figures. They had 5 different figures. So Sephiroth, Barret, and Cloud, and Tifa, and Aeris. Yeah, maybe. And they were also selling the full sets too, so you don't have to worry about which one you're getting. This was interesting. These Street Fighter Gacha Zangief figures. And then they're like, you can use them for all kinds of stuff, like you can hold up your iPhone stands, or putting rings on it, or they hold your pens. It's a pen holder, or you can wrap your wires around. But cool stuff.
So what do you think? Yeah, it was some cool stuff, but yeah, I have no idea when I'm going back to Akihabara. But yeah, it's kind of amazing. Like the whole world's on standstill. It's just pretty amazing. So more time at home. I've been watching anime as usual, so I finished Castlevania, and it wasn't too long. It was only like a few episodes, I think. But season 3 of Castlevania finished. But I mean, I don't know. It was kind of weird. Like, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it's not the ending I expected. It was like. I mean, to the season. I mean, the series still continues, but the season is. Season 3 is finished, but was quite. I don't know. Wasn't the greatest ending, if I put it, because like, I mean, maybe spoiler alert, but almost every character they introduced in season 3. Almost every character, but anyway, they died, and. I don't know if they died for the best or worst reasons. Just was a little strange, I think. So anyway, Castlevania season 3 I finished. It's not bad. Not bad. But anyway, then I needed something else to watch, and I finally found it. One of my favorite animes of all time. I mean, you hear me say that all the time. There's a lot of anime that I like, but I really like Daya no E. It's a baseball anime about, high school baseball in Japan. And anyway, I love Daya no E. And then I found on DTV they had Daya no E Act 2. So, I mean, I knew it was out, but I never got around to actually having the opportunity to watch Act 2. So, I got access to Act 2, so I was pretty stoked, pretty happy. So I started watching Daya no E. I think I'm maybe 11 episodes in, but I really like Daya no E. I fooled around with baseball as a kid, playing baseball with my friends or whatever. And, I collected baseball cards or whatever, But I never really was into baseball, But after watching Daya no E, I became to appreciate baseball more. A lot of deep stuff about baseball that I learned from Daya no E. And I really like Daya no E. It taught me about baseball. It made baseball seem cool. Made baseball seem exciting. Deep. It was really deep stuff, how the pitchers and the pitchers and catchers, how they I didn't know that the teamwork between the pitcher and the catcher was so deep. After watching Daya no E, made me think that wow, there's some deep stuff. So anyway, Daya no E Act 2, it's basically season 3 basically. So because the first one had 2 seasons, and then this one is generally season 3, but picks off where they were at Koshien. So yeah, it was really cool. Daya no E, but it's just right now they have the first year students and then the third year students on their way out, and then it's just interesting to see how the first year students will mesh in. I mean, I know the anime is just came out last year, but I know the comic has been continuing for a long time. So if you read the comic, you probably know everything, but I didn't read the comic. So basically the anime where I'm at is it's at that point where the first year students and the third year students and they're retuning their team with their new members and then old members and whatever. It's pretty cool stuff. Daya no E, very interesting and very emotional. I admit I cried watching Daya no E. It's kind of emotional stuff, but good stuff. So I highly recommend it. I mean, I don't know if you like baseball. Well, I wasn't a big baseball fan either, and maybe I'm still not. But after watching Daya no E, I appreciate baseball more and I understand more, and I like Daya no E, and I can say thanks to Daya no E, I like baseball more. So, I recommend it. So if you need something to watch, Daya no E, I think won't let you down because very good story. And So also continuing with Runway de Warate. This week's episode was very good. Last week's episode was about Ikuto's fashion show, and then this week was Kokoro's fashion show with Chiyuki. Chiyuki was the model walking for Kokoro. Very good. Cried again. Always cry watching Daya no E. I cry sometimes. Runway de Warate, it seems like I cry every week, but really good stuff. And then next week it's who's that? His rivals, the famous fashion designer's grandson's fashion show. So very interesting to see how that will peel out. I mean, it should be interesting. So looking forward to the next episode, Runway de Warate. Enjoying every week, enjoying every episode. But again, if I highly recommend Runway de Warate to you too. But okay, good. Well, we got some time, so I figured tell a story. Back in, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago maybe. I had an opportunity to go and see Hara Tetsuo, and he was giving a what is that, like a seminar? No, yeah, he was a panel. Well, I don't know. Anyway, Hara Tetsuo had this. He was sitting on the stage, and then they had a talk, and then they would ask him questions, and I was there to listen to the talk, and I didn't ask any questions, but other people asked questions, and then it was like Q&A discussion kind of thing. And then one of the things that Hara Tetsuo said is that he's a mangaka. He draws comics, and he draws comics like Hokuto no Ken, Soten no Ken, Haran no Keiji. So Hara Tetsuo is kind of big name around the world, And then but what he said was kind of he said something at that session, and then he said the industry he works in, making comics and whatever, it's not necessary for life. Like if you catch fish or something, you support people's lives, you give them food. You're a doctor, you treat sick people, But he said, drawing comics is not a necessary industry. It's nice to have, but it's not essential. You know what I mean? So he said, he's just grateful that he had, he could make a living doing this, but he understands that the comic industry, whatever, is not an essential industry for life. It's entertainment or whatever, but it's not essential. So that was pretty gave me impact, especially now in today's world, with this corona thing going around, and like a lot of stuff, a lot of industries are not essential, and I would say maybe even my channel is not essential, figures and anime and whatever, or otaku stuff, because in this right now it's a battle for life and death. For some people it's like this corona stuff is serious stuff, and then like, so you go on YouTube, corona videos, big hits, of course everybody wanna get the most info about corona or whatever, and that kind of stuff is important stuff, but figures videos important, not so important, but well, yeah. So what Hara Tetsuo said about this industry not being essential for life, for many people's lives, it's just bonus, it's just entertainment. So I was like, wow. So he said, he could lose his job anytime because it's not essential. So same thing, like, wow. Well, I guess now with this troubled times, then we think about what is really essential, and some deep thinking. But but anyway, channels are my video content is essential for life. It definitely isn't, but if for some of you, locked indoors, you cannot go out, and then if you can watch some of this stuff, maybe it makes you happy, it's cool. I think gives you some entertainment, that's cool too. Like, I know it's not essential stuff, but I appreciate every hit, and I hope I help you guys pass time or give you some information you didn't have before or something. But but anyway, I hope you guys are all safe, guys and girls, out there, everybody. I hope everybody out there is safe and healthy. It's my true hope that you guys are still healthy and staying healthy and will be healthy. I hope everybody can overcome this stuff, because and the other thing is, well, anyway, but take care, be careful, because this corona stuff is real, as you know, but this is not a joke, but some serious stuff. But anyway, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns or whatever, you can drop them down below. You want to talk about some stuff, I'm game. I have time in general. I mean, so yeah, I mean, thanks for watching, and feel free to give me a message or whatever, you know, we can talk about stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you again. どうもありがとうございます。また会いましょう。じゃあね。おっす。ありがとうございます。おっす。